We all good? Okay. Oh, good evening. Because this investigation is ongoing, the comments that we are going to make today are preliminary in nature. We're sharing the best information we have at this time, but please understand that it is subject to change as our investigation continues. Because the investigation is not yet complete, we will be unable to answer all of your questions today. I appreciate your patience and understanding on this issue. Policing is a dangerous job, and it requires split-second decisions that will be judged and scrutinized for many years to come. You know, despite this level of responsibility and this scrutiny, we are blessed in this community to have men and women who are willing to put on this uniform and to wear it, protecting our community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As police officers, we hope to never have to use deadly force. But when compelled to do so, we understand and accept the high level of public scrutiny that results from it. It is imperative that we continue to be a model of transparency. Therefore, we are publicly releasing the body camera footage from this incident. The videos will be posted to our YouTube video channel and available to everyone in this community at the conclusion of this news conference. When we first introduced the body cameras, I explained the camera's limitations. Among them was a limited field of view, and also the fact that they are attached to our officers, who almost always provide an unstable filming platform. These limitations are evident in the videos that we will share today. You also need to know that these videos are graphic in nature. In this case, we will be releasing 3 videos from last night's shooting. And I will tell you that none of these videos offers a complete view of what occurred last night. Please understand that body-worn video is but one part of a thorough and complete investigation. Our officers will continue to look at all of the evidence as we go forward. We owe this to the suspect's family, to the involved officers, and to the entire community. It is only through a thorough and complete investigation that we can fully ensure that deadly force was justified and that all of our policies, procedures, and training were followed. We have tentatively identified the suspect in this case, and we are working with the Jefferson County Coroner's Office to make positive identification, and we will look to them to notify the suspect's next of kin. I can tell you that the suspect is an African-American man who is in his mid-20s. I also want to provide some information about the involved officers. There were several officers there from our 6th and 7th divisions, but only 2 officers actually fired their weapons. Both of these officers were assigned to our 7th division. The first is Officer John Dillon. That's JohnDillon. Officer Dillon has been with the department since September 21st, 2015. The second officer is Nick Ullery, N-I-C-K, last name U-L-E-R-Y. Officer Ullery has been with the department since February 8th, 2016. These officers' photographs and information from their personnel files will be shared with the media at the conclusion of this briefing. I'm now going to turn things over to Major Frank Hardison. Major Hardison commands our Special Investigations Division, which includes the Public Integrity Unit. Major Hardison will talk about the investigative process and where we are with the investigation so far. Major?
Thank you, Chief. Before I go into my presentation, if we all could, I'd like to take a moment to recognize that there was a loss of life in our community in the last 24 hours. So if you could join me in just a moment of silence to recognize that loss of life. Okay, thank you. Thank you. As the chief said, I'm the commander of the Special Investigations Division, which consists of the Professional Standards Unit and the Public Integrity Unit. The Public Integrity Unit investigates criminal actions, including officer-involved incidents such as the shooting. At this time, the Public Integrity Unit is doing the investigation on this incident, and this is a normal procedure involving an officer's use of deadly force. We are very early in the stages of this investigation. These are complex investigations that do not come to fruition within a 24-hour, 48-hour period. This can take weeks and sometimes months, and that's due to it being a very detailed investigation. Also, the body cam footage that we will be showing to you in a few minutes is only one part, and I have to repeat that, it's only one part of the investigation. It is not the foundation by any stretch of the imagination. There are several different aspects that have to be viewed when we're looking at this type of investigation due to the sensitive nature of deadly force being used. And that being said, the community expects us to be complete and transparent in our investigations, and that's what we will do. The PIU investigation will include, but be not limited to, attending the post-mortem examination of the suspect, or better known as the autopsy, gathering background information on the suspect, canvassing for additional witnesses and additional video of the incident, interviewing citizens, witnesses, and other officers that may have knowledge of the case, and collecting weapons and other evidence and sending them to the Kentucky State Police Crime Lab for processing. After all the evidence has been collected and the investigation is completed, the case will be submitted to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office for review and consideration of any charges. At the conclusion of that whole process, the incident will be presented to the Professional Standards Unit, which will review the incident through a filter of our standard operation procedures, and that will be to determine whether or not there will be any disciplinary actions taken, and that is ultimately up to the chief, as well as for consideration if there are any training issues that need to be addressed. Now, at this time, I'm going to go through a brief timeline of the incident. As you all well know, the incident occurred yesterday, Sunday, October 8th, 2017. At approximately 9 o'clock, officers were dispatched on a subject being assaulted at 3215 Fern Valley Road, suite number 22. Approximately 20 minutes later, the officers arrive on scene, and after an investigation, they find nothing of substance there. Then approximately 45 minutes later, they received updated information that there was possibly a robbery in progress going on at the location. The officers returned to the location, spoke with the complaining witness, the person that called 911, which also told the officers there to their face that they heard shots fired at the location. The officers then approached Bay 22. Upon approaching the bay, the suspect came out of the door armed with a handgun. The officers fired shots striking the suspect. The suspect was incapacitated. First aid was provided to the suspect. Shortly thereafter, they were transported to University of Louisville Hospital, where they were pronounced deceased there at the hospital. I would be remiss if I did not add that the officers found a victim inside Bay 22 that had been bound and duct taped and was also injured with what appears to be pistol whip injuries. They were rescued from that location. They were taken to University Hospital by our officers. That victim was treated and released and is now home resting safely.